Corey, Daniel Hall, Emerald Coast Marine. Here's the 252. Take a look. Right away, right as you're entering, right there from the easy access, you have the dive ladder pulls out, but you got this big, massive swim platform. Makes it extremely easy to actually flush those engines, get to those trims on the side there. So when it's sitting there at the dock, you know, when you're about to go out for the day, you can actually, or coming back in, you can flush them very easy. Massive fishing cockpit here. Custom latch work on all of these lids here. So you can't, I don't know if you can see with the shade. Just push those squares. Easy to operate by yourself. One thing Blackfin does, very, very well laid out bilge. Everything's got a black and silver label on it too, so you can check connections. If anything's not acting the way it should, you can actually get in there and get your hands on every bit of the interior. And of course you can close this up. Close them with your feet. Twin 60-gallon lung lockers right here, so this is going to be your primary fish box. Very robust, overbuilt boat. They do a lot of things I really like. So if you look at that back corner there, that scupper is actually a suction up versus a gravity fed. So instead of all the stuff resting at the bottom and actually getting clogged up easy, you know, it actually will all pull towards the back there and allow it to be sucked up and overboard. So that way you're not replacing pumps every 2 seasons. Where you got your raw water, freshwater spigots. They're labeled, which is a nice touch, as well as you have a freshwater hose right here on the back, right as you get on. Tackle center is a real nice feature. Opens up. You got planko boxes in there. You got drawers. This is set up where you want a pre-rig. You can leave your hooks in there. Both sides have access, so you can put your fillet knives and your pliers, as well as big, tall Stanley cups. You don't have to worry about any little fingers getting a hold of stuff they shouldn't. Big toe grabs too, because this boat's built for the deep blue. And right when we get over here to the helm, so you have these big seats. My wife likes it. She's 5 foot. She likes that the seats are full size when up and down, so she doesn't feel like she's sliding in between the seat there. Of course, she can put that side down, rest her feet on this real thick carbon fiber reinforced fiberglass. She can do jumping jacks on it. The helm is laid out very ergonomic. So right when you're driving, you can control the tilt trim of the steering wheel right here. But right as you go along, you actually can, you have your binnacles here, your trim tabs right there, so all the while you don't have to take your eyes off of the waterways. Everything's designed right there at a fingertip away. So if I turn that on, it'll actually illuminate that whole panel. I don't know if you can see from here, but you can control, you know, you got your courtesy lights, hardtop lights, you got both red and white. And anything on a dual switch like that is going to actually be an up and down, which we'll go through all of the electronics and everything on the boat in person too. So that's one of the benefits of me dropping it off. Another nice touch is you can actually put the lever into single lever. So if you got smaller hands, you're trying to teach how to drive, it'll put all of the functionality from both into just one. So you can actually control both motors, you know, trimming up from here. We have the batteries on. I am not the best cameraman, so. And you just winterized your boat. I got the hours pulled up too, so 5.9 hours, which is pretty standard for our rigging process. The boat will come in, they'll put oil in, they'll actually run through systems, check everything, make sure all systems are running as they should. Usually the first 2 hours are the hardest for a new boat owner as well, so they'll put it through all its various RPM stages to make sure that everything is setting right. VHF radio is actually right there, real easy to get a hold of. Of course, you got the Fusion stereo. We'll link up your Spotify, your phone. If you have Sirius in the car, you can actually add an account to it. Overbuilt is one of the words I always use the most when it comes to Blackfin. They were the first ones to put this kind of tooth groove in there for the handholds. As you can see, it's actually married into the console itself. So walking around is extremely easy. You know, I mean, look at this glass. That's a 1/2 inch thick glass. It's tall enough too where it's going to stop the rain when you're underway, but not limit the amount of wind flow in there. It gets warm up here. I know it probably does down there in Tampa. So having that wind flow is a godsend on a nice warm day like today. Overbuilt and forward thinking is always what I use with Blackfin. Everything's kind of done to a higher degree, thicker materials. That's a 1/4 inch plexi on a friction hinge right there for your e-box, so you can get in there easy, not having to worry about any fingers getting smashed. Another nice touch with Blackfin too is this is actually a sleeve, so if you wanted to add stuff like radar, or if you wanted to any kind of maintenance in the T-top there, you can actually just undo that, slide it out, and it's real easy access. Like I said, these guys build boats to be able to get to everything on it and to last, so they know that's going to come from a maintenance standpoint as well. Like I said, we'll do more in-depth on it. Now, I did learn, so there's a few pinking spots on there, and especially towards the bow, that are actually getting replaced. I'll get a time frame for those so I can actually give you a better idea. I've had clients take the boat, and we'll coordinate with your local Blackfin dealer. Basically, when they do come in, we'll just ship them to them. Have you guys coordinate a drop the boat off, you know, one weekend, get it right back. So I wouldn't let that deter this amazing price on this boat there. But tons of tall seating, and one thing I do like as well is these are more straight up as opposed to most center consoles. You'll see them actually kind of counter up, so you actually have more comfortable seating in the bow for adults, as well as these backrests actually being bracketed into the actual frame itself as opposed to just slapped onto the fiberglass. You have storage up under here, both sides. They're insulated as well, so you can use them as extra coolers if you'd like. I'm going to attempt to do this one-handed, but these are very robust. Like I said, this will all get taken care of. So you'll notice an overbuilt, you can get your cardio in with those. And those will just slide in just like that. And you'll notice it's an actual taller backrest. And being in the frame, you can invite your big friends like me along and not have to worry about having to do fiberglass work. So both sides have that. You know, you have the anchor locker up here. There's 5 points of fresh water on the boat, which is something I always like to point out. You got a freshwater spigot right there with its own standalone tank right under where I'm sitting. You have a groove where you can put your anchor right there, throw your chain off to the side. Big gas assisted strut too, so like I said, no busted knuckles when you're out and about, because they all do good sitting here on a trailer, but coming into the pass or sitting out there in the water is a whole different ball game. So you got in-floor storage here, tall enough for, you know, well, you could put, you know, big 5-gallon buckets in there, easy, and still have room. Of course, everybody's got a bag when they come on the boat, so you got a space to store those. Same Jim Lux custom latches, as well as you got this forward seat here, and really accessible head area too. So this whole door opens up. You got a step in, and that step you can actually lift that up, and that'll house quick access stuff that's going to stay on the boat, like, you know, first aid kits and toilet paper. Right when you get in, you got the step down. You got storage on either side. The floor is very easy to get to, accessible. But then right there, you got your 2 batteries there, 1 battery right there on a tray, out of the way. And there's your panel. You do have 3 batteries. You got 1 per motor and 1 for the house. And you got a little porthole there too, so nobody feels trapped in there when they have to use the restroom. And this will latch up. More custom latches, and that's actually lockable. Like I said, key areas that right now I show pinking that are going to be replaced. So right here, all of these seats, all the top sides, you can see the newer stuff's already been started being replaced on it. So heck, we might even have it here in house, so it might not even leave here without being done. But like I said, I'll get a time frame for us. It's right in there. But big grab handles, another nice feature. Walking around is extremely easy. And this boat is one of my favorite boats. I'll put it in any weather condition. If it's rough outside, that's really where you're going to see it. It'll settle down. Heavier than most other 25s on the market, but more capable than any other 25 that you're going to put it up against. Thanks for sweating with me. That's a good interior walk around. I'll get more videos. I'm going to put it in the water, run it around, and get some running footage for you too.